God, my head. Oh, that was a rough dimension hop. I feel like my face has been put through a blender. Tyrone? 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 Oh no. Where the hell even am I? Right, so you probably have a lot of questions. Moocake, what's going on? Where are you? How are you so sexy? And most importantly, where's Tyrone the Tyrannosaurus Rex? Well, you deserve to know, you deserve some answers, so I'm going to fill you in. But in order to let you truly know what's going on, I'm going to have to take you back to a little earlier on.
Oh, my brethren, rejoice. The day is finally here. After over 2 years of searching, we have finally found Mother Moocake. He has been prattling away his existence in Dimension 1 as far out into the wastelands as possible, out of fear of us. But his hiding and his interferences will go on no longer, my brethren. Now that we have found this Mother Moocake, he shall be wrought out and destroyed. He has toyed and destroyed many of our closest comrades over the years, but this time, I will go personally. I will destroy this Mother Moocake. It is at last time to rid us of this insect, my brethren. Let us go forward.
That's better.
Moocake. I have just had a premonition of ill boding. All does not sit well. I detect a force of evil and malevolence that we have not ever faced the likes of before coming towards us. We could be in mortal danger.
Be silent, Tyrone. I don't care. Welcome back, boys and girls, bitches and bastards, to one of the worst shows on the internet. It's where dreams come to die, and it's also where my brain cells come to die. So I think it's fitting, considering how atrocious this show has become, that today we talk about a YouTuber whose content and behaviour actually makes my brain rot. ImAllexx, a man who will carpet bomb you with unfunny jokes. A man who manages to look vaguely reptilian and also vaguely like a mouse all at the same time. A man that is almost solely responsible for that stereotype of British people having terrible teeth. Now, calling something or someone the worst on YouTube has become a tried and tested clickbait title at this point. Since as far back as like 2015, there's been a slew of unimaginative videos with titles like The Worst Person, The Worst Trend, The Worst TV Show. I've done it. Basically every single commentary channel under the sun has done it, and as a result of the oversaturation of the worst, I try nowadays to steer a bit clear of the term, not use the phrase very much, unless I absolutely mean it from the bottom of my twisted, blackened soul. I won't really use the phrase anymore. So with that said, take another look at the title of this video and make no mistake. When I say that ImAllexx is the worst commentary channel I have ever seen, that's not an exaggeration, that's not hyperbole, it is my honest and genuine opinion. I firmly believe that ImAllexx is the worst commentary YouTube channel to ever grace this despicable little platform. And today, I'd like to show you why. Before we get deep into the long list of things that makes Alex a terrible person, you know, the things like backstabbing multiple friends, the multiple awful false allegations he's done, before any of that, I think it's only fair that we look at the type of content that Alex produces. You see, there are some creators on this here old YouTube that are, to put it plainly, assholes. They are not nice people, but some of them at least make decent content. It's up to you whether the quality of the content makes up for the abysmal personality of the creator. That's up to you, but at least in scenarios like that, there's a silver lining. ImAllexx, however, is not one of those people. He makes content that is just as awful and just as low quality as himself. And the best way to prove this, really, is to do something very, very painful and actually watch one of his fucking videos. What I did was I went through ImAllexx's 3 YouTube channels, which, by the way, all produce the same bottom feeder level content. I went through all 3 and I picked out one completely random video that's been uploaded in the last 12 months. And this is the one that the wheel of misfortune landed on.
Hello everyone, I'm Alex and welcome back to another video. Hopefully you guys are doing well.
First things first. What are you wearing around your neck? Is that like something you've chosen to wear, or are you wearing that to like ward people away? You know, in the Middle Ages, lepers were made to wear distinctive clothing as a way of telling people to keep away, I'm infected. Alex, is this little necklace that you're wearing, does that tell people keep away, I'm a massive snake?
Before we get into this video, I just want to say if you're new here, maybe consider subscribing if you enjoy this video. That'd be fantastic. And if you don't like it, you can always...
This is a bit of a pet peeve of mine, to be honest, starting a video and telling people to like and subscribe immediately. Personally, unless I'm doing it ironically or for the memes, I will only ask people to like and subscribe at the end of the video, after they've seen the content and so therefore can decide whether or not they want to like and subscribe. Why would you do it at the beginning? You haven't even seen anything yet.
I'm sure you can form your own opinion.
Personally, if a video opens with begging for likes and subscribers, I tend to switch off. To be honest, I'd switch this off anyway if I could. It's a fucking ImAllexx video.
I want to point out how ominous it is, though, that Shane Dawson said he misses everybody in, like, blood red, murderous text. Like, imagine if you wanted to say to your significant other for your anniversary that you love them, so you send them this.
You notice that? We've had 2 funny thud sound effects now.
Or your wife's out at the supermarket, or husband, or whoever, and you want them to go get you a cup of tea, and you send it like this.
Oh, and there's another one. Straight away again. How about that? He's racking them up now, isn't he? ImAllexx, as you will soon become very painfully aware of, is far too fond of putting funny sound effects or funny things flying across the screen in his videos. And the reason he does this is to try and hide the fact that most of his jokes just aren't funny. In fact, a lot of them don't even have punchlines. Watch that. I'm sure if I put a bruh sound effect over the top of it, nobody will notice.
Shane used to always watch all of my Instagram stories. You might still see it, you might see this video. When he was off, you know, it'd been 2 years of no Shane Dawson, and I would just keep on seeing that bubble pop up every time I got drunk in the street or something. Like, he was always observing. Like, he never really left.
Oh, nice little humble brag there, Alex. Shane watches your Instagram videos, does he? Wow. Wowee. Big boy. In the big kids' playground.
The horrors of retirement. These are scarier than any horror movie I could dream up. Yeah, there's nothing scarier than retiring to some other state with your millions upon millions of dollars with your husband. The only thing scary about that is the way that you decided to propose to Ryland, Shane.
Oh, and there's another funny sound effect as well. We are now just over 2 minutes into this video, and it's 14 minutes long. Instead of ramming your video with sound effects, why not come up with an actual funny quip about Shane Dawson's admittedly very weird proposal photos?
Why are you on your knees like that? Are you trying to ask him to marry you? Or are you trying to do something completely different? I don't want to imagine any of those.
Oh, he's kneeling. He must be trying to suck his dick. LeMayo, got it. It's not funny. It's not even close to original either. It's just... oh, and his voice as well. Why is his voice so monotone? If you sped up your voice, Alex, it would be the perfect monotone, dreary sleaze that reads the terms and conditions at the ends of ads.
I feel like I grew as a person.
I think everybody changes. You'd hope, anyway. Unless you're perfect. If you're born perfect, then, you know, I'm jealous of you.
Very unfunny joke there about being perfect, but did you notice what was different about that joke? That's right, this rare little gem of shit didn't have a shitty sound effect over the top of it. So for once, without your ears being assaulted by crap, you can just watch the joke and see how badly it flops.
You can't have everybody like you, and do you need to? Is that healthy? Is that something that you could? Is that a standard that you can even live to? Not to say that Shane didn't lower the fucking bar, but he took it from here and then just like dropped it.
Now that sounds like it's going to be a joke, doesn't it? Like that sentence just sounds like it's leading into a punchline.
But he took it from here and then just like dropped it. Like you probably could have tried a bit harder. But I think Shane.
And then you just don't get one. Just you drop the bar, and where's the punchline? What? He dropped the bar like an institutionalized prisoner dropping the soap. He dropped that thing harder than whatever must have landed on Alex's teeth. You see, it takes no time at all to come up with a vaguely interesting or funny line about dropping the bar. Bear in mind again that this video is 14 minutes long. From about 8.5 minutes onwards all the way up to the end, Alex essentially just makes the same point over and over again, just worded slightly differently. That point essentially boils down into not everyone is ever going to like you. Shane Dawson seems to have accepted this now, and it's up to you, the viewer, whether you continue to like him, support him, and watch his content. Very safe point, I feel. Like it's not a jaw-dropping conclusion, is it? Oh no, Shane Dawson's back and he's making content. You'll have to decide whether to watch it or not. Well done, Alex. Well done, Alex. You've explained the obvious really badly. And these ramblings of zero weight or importance, they are interspersed with very long, unedited clips from other people's videos and really, really crap jokes. And that, ladies and gentlemen, makes up the entirety of this video. And most ImAllexx videos. Sounds like a real treat, doesn't it?
And there will be people who watch him, and there will be people who won't. I would suggest for most people that all they need to do is just decide which one you're going to be. If you want to carry on watching his videos, go on. If you don't, fair enough. Because nothing else can really be done about it. Peace out, people. And have a good day.
And not even an outro card to finish the video. Just laziness beyond measure. Not even a quick outro card. Just his weird Gollum-looking eyes boring into your soul. Like, Alex, you have the charisma of a fish that's just been pulled out onto a boat and is just uselessly choking on oxygen right before it gets its skull clobbered in by a hungry fisherman. So there you have it. That is your average ImAllexx video. Genuinely, they all pretty much run along this line. Now, here's my question to you. Would you actually sit down and watch that? I wouldn't. I was bored shitless. If you enjoyed this kind of content, fair enough, different opinions are there for a reason. I will respect your tastes even if I disagree with them. But this video is my opinion. And in my opinion, this content is utter trash. That's the kind of video that I would stick an 8-year-old in front of for 15 minutes while I go scream into a pillow. And make no mistake, I definitely think Alex's content is geared towards younger people. Say 15 and under, 13 on average. But there's still, I think, better made and more creative content on YouTube that's geared for people of that age demographic. I mean, Christ, even Minecraft Let's Players, who just entirely cater for 12-year-olds, at least they've got a bit of spontaneity in their videos. At least they can actually improvise something, even if that improvising is just screaming and running around the map. But ImAllexx does not seem to have a spontaneous bone in his body. He seems incapable of just reacting to something in an entertaining way. And it's also clear that he doesn't go away very much and think of jokes or write a script. And there's a very simple reason why Alex does all of this. He's talentless. ImAllexx is not a particularly talented entertainer in any direction. His editing isn't super flashy and detailed like some commentary channels go in for. Not this channel though. This channel's trash, boys and girls. Point is, his editing isn't super flashy and detailed like some channels go for. His research isn't super in-depth and detailed like other commentary channels. Honestly, his research is not great at the best of times. Like, ImAllexx videos are notorious for being riddled with mistakes. And then on top of that, as I've just demonstrated, his scripts and his humour aren't exactly an internet sensation either. And all this leads to someone who just isn't particularly talented, let's be realistic. Alex tries to hide this fact behind a socially awkward persona, shall we say. Now this might be ImAllexx's real life personality, it might be a persona that he puts on for YouTube videos. Lots of YouTubers and comedians put on personas for their acts, but whether or not this is put on for show, it isn't entertaining. Like I said, there's plenty of other YouTubers and comedians who put on a socially awkward or introverted persona for their performances, and they're funny as hell. So it's not that you can't be introverted and funny, it's simply that Alex isn't funny. Dissecting fully why ImAllexx is about as funny as stepping in dog shit really isn't too hard. To start, if we go back to the last 12 months of his uploads, we can see that the typical subjects of his videos are something along the lines of reacting to a video or an episode of a show or a quiz. TikTok, just bullshit about TikTok, vapid TikTok stars. Clickbaiting, personal drama or news for attention. And then the staple, of course, just generally vague clickbait. Those are the four main subjects of ImAllexx's uploads on all of his channels. This of course is made even more harrowing and painful when you start to look at the thumbnails and the titles of the videos as well. Suddenly you just begin to get that whiff of BuzzFeed level content, you know? It's filled with vague clickbaity titles. All of the topics seem to be trending drama or gossip, and the fucking, I mean, look at the thumbnails, just filled with shocked faces, sad faces. Ah, it's just kill me. Every video seems to be something generic, trending, or easy to throw together. I mean, how long does it really take to record yourself just reacting to one video or one episode of something? Not long. Trust me, I've been recording YouTube videos for like 6.5 years now. You could probably record an ImAllexx video in the bones of an hour. And editing would probably not take much longer either.
My mum goes through my camera roll. Bad idea. I personally couldn't imagine anything worse than my mum going through my camera roll, because there is stuff in there that people really don't need to see. Wait, why is that on screen? I didn't put that there. I didn't take that. Take that down, please. Sorry, mum.
To be clear, videos that don't take much editing can still be good. There's plenty of really funny reaction content out there, but that's the main difference. A lot of the other reaction content is actual good content, so you don't mind. Also, a lot of the good reaction content just seems to have more effort put into it anyway on the editing department. Maybe that's just me, but this is bottom feeder, come on.
But already, I'm disappointed, and we're barely even 5 seconds into this video.
The main source of variety, if you want to call it that, in ImAllexx's videos is which guests appear in his videos from time to time. ImAllexx is part of a little British group of YouTubers that's made up of people like Memeless, Will N.E., James Marriott, and those four in particular all seem to collaborate with each other quite a lot, as we'll see later on in this video. Memeless seems to collaborate with ImAllexx most frequently these days. I don't really have any issues with Memeless. He makes the same sort of content as ImAllexx, it's just, you know, slightly better quality, and, you know, Memeless isn't a snake as well. And yet, even if I'm not a huge fan of Memeless's videos as well, he is easily funnier than ImAllexx all the time. Both in Memeless solo videos and in ImAllexx collab videos, Memeless is just funnier.
Watch out! It looks like they have a whole team.
This is me when I play Fortnite Battle Royale. Watch out! Who the fuck plays video games while fucking... I hate that. I hate that whenever like someone in like a TV show, they're playing video game and they're like, who the fuck does that?
Me and you hate these NFTs. We generally despise them. We have friends who own them.
And we're not friends with them anymore.
No, we got ties. What is a Bored Ape party gonna look like?
Well, I mean, Eminem owns one now. So it's gonna be like Eminem and Elliot Hackney.
If the guest that you've got on your video is more entertaining than you, on a regular basis, you fucked up severely. Maybe, just maybe, if you were feeling generous, and I'm fucking not, maybe you could chalk some of these collaborations up to ImAllexx having a bad day or some shit, or not being quite on top form for video recording. But this is basically every single video. Every time he collaborates with someone, the collaborator is funnier. And all this, by this point, I think should highlight to you that it's very simple. ImAllexx just isn't an entertaining person. You know, if you're going to be a commentary channel who does like lots of collaborative videos, who reacts to stuff a lot, you should be good at reacting. You should be able to come up with some off-the-cuff jokes that are actually semi-decent. But so far, we've only seen ImAllexx recorded on his own terms. We've only really seen him so far in his own videos, where he's working off pre-scripted jokes, and editing. But what's he like live? When he's being, you know, filmed live, when he's got to improvise some funny quips. For someone who makes commentary or rant-esque videos, you would expect that person to be at least competent at improvising jokes or coming up with on-the-spot gags. Do you think ImAllexx is? No.
Introduce yourself, let them all know.
Hello everyone, I'm Alex. I'm hopelessly single, and I really need this to work.
Right.
Wow.
We understand.
That was, you really set the bar high tonight.
Here's some cancerous dating show that ImAllexx went on back in February for Valentine's Day. Here he is on camera being filmed live. He's got no script this time. He's just got to go out there and be at least vaguely interesting to watch. Because, you know, you're an entertainer, Alex.
So, you said you like self-deprecating humour.
Mostly, yeah.
I don't know if you know this about me. I'm a commentary channel. I've been a commentary YouTube channel for too long, and that is what we all specialise in.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Yeah,
That's very good.
That's actually all I know.
It's the best sense of humour, I feel.
It is.
I do say so myself.
Yeah, it's easy, and it comes from a place of crippling truth and depression. So yeah, I just did it there. That was, if everybody at home, that was self-deprecating humour, so that was fantastic. So how old are you? You're 21, did you say?
I'm 21,
Yeah, I'm 23 now. I'm old.
Getting old, yeah.
I know. I am actually getting on.
And as you can see for yourself, Alex's clear lack of natural talent just shines through beautifully.
Do you have any animals? Do you have any pets?
I used to, I don't. I have plants now. I've invested
got
heavily in the
plants.
plant kingdom.
I see. I used to have 2 cats, but you know now I live in London and that's like impossible.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the rent on 2 cats must be
exactly. No, they don't want you to have any pets.
And this clear lack of natural talent, along with his very frequent use of guest stars in videos, has led many critics of his abysmal work to argue, rightly in my opinion, that his success can be attributed to making popular friends. Making popular friends and banking off their talent and their audience that they share with you. In other words, I suppose that you could say that ImAllexx likes snakes and ladders because he's a bit of a fucking social climber. And nothing supports this argument more than the fact that ImAllexx is without a doubt. If I've done my job well, you will hopefully agree with me by this point when I say that ImAllexx and the content he produces, well, it's not exactly the highest caliber you can get. His content is the YouTube equivalent of picking up cigarette butts from the street and smoking them. But if the only criticisms I had towards ImAllexx were that his content's a bit lazy, he's a bit unfunny, he's a bit of a social climber, then to be honest, I wouldn't have bothered making this video. Because who really cares about that? By this point in time, there are hundreds of channels like that. But you see, these are not the only things that are levelled against dear Alex Elmsley. I hope that's how I say your weird second name. To be honest, the state of his fucking content is the mildest thing I've levelled against him so far. Combined with the fact that he's basically talentless, Alex also has a history of backstabbing fellow creators. And wrongly accusing people too of some pretty awful shit. There seems to be a pattern that Alex will get along fine and collaborate with other, more popular YouTubers until they become controversial. The second they get accused of something, regardless of whether those accusations are right or wrong, these people are suddenly no longer useful to Alex. They are dropped faster than Ben Shapiro drops facts and logic. In many cases, past friends and or collaborators of Alex will, upon being called out, cancelled or becoming controversial, will just immediately be thrown under the bus by Alex. A week ago, they were best buddies, but what's that? They're not commercially viable anymore. They've been thrown under the limelight. They're not completely family-friendly, PG clean. Well, I'm going to call them out too for social clout. And make no mistake, dear Alex will also call out people he doesn't know, like all commentary channels do. The problem is, when he tends to do it, he makes some really untrue and dodgy claims about who he's calling out. You know, some really weighty accusations. Some weighty accusations that could potentially fuck someone's career over. So without further ado, I'd like to take you through a few cases of accusations and backstabbings that dear little Alex Elmsley has got himself involved in over the last few years. Zaptai is a now deleted YouTuber and friend of Alex who, back in early 2017, was accused of being a pedophile. At the time, the evidence against him was pretty damning, and to be fair, Zaptai didn't exactly defend himself very well at first. And this resulted in many people, including friends and collaborators, speaking out against Zaptai at the time and cutting ties with him. Take Zaptai's podcast, for example, the Hot Wet Soup podcast. The accusations against Zaptai got so bad that all of his then co-hosts went on the podcast together without Zaptai to talk about what was going on. They put a special little episode together to call Zaptai out, and who do you think they got to stand in for Zaptai? That's right, ImAllexx.
The past 4 months, 5 months even, ImAllexx has been talking to Ed every single day.
Ed told me about 4 or 5 days ago now that he was a diagnosed sociopath.
Later down the line, it came to light that Zaptai was not, in fact, a pedophile. He was simply a victim of catfishing. A girl he'd been talking about online had lied about her age and then thrown Zaptai under the bus. So while he's not completely innocent, he's definitely not a sociopath and a pedophile.
And Ed would sit in those calls and show no emotion. I've gone back with everybody and gone, didn't you think it was weird that he just sat there as if nothing mattered? That there wasn't a girl sat there who, at the time, we didn't even know he had cheated on 4 times at the same time for the entire relationship, and he showed no remorse, which is why I'm pretty set on the fact that he is a sociopath.
And so once this came to light, quite a lot of people came forward and instead apologised for the things they said about Zaptai, including everyone who participated in that special Zaptai call-out episode of the Hot Wet Soup podcast. Everyone, that is, except Alex.
I get harassed by everybody else, a bunch of girls and people to basically do something about it, right? Every DM, every day, every hour. Ed this, Ed that. Ed's your best friend. When are you going to tell these people? When are you going to tell that people? Then somebody called me up and basically said, I know Ed is this. I know Ed's done this. I know you know. So I'm put in this situation where I'm like, are you fucking forcing me to say something?
Sorry, but there's being pressured into doing something. And then there's going on your friend's podcast and talking behind their back. Fucking different ball court here, Alex. Anyone who, like me, and spends way too much time on YouTube will probably remember in 2019 James Charles getting called out by Tati Westbrook. Big controversy at the time. James was accused of some pretty big things, making Tati and others around her feel very uncomfortable, being rude towards and even taking sexual advantage of staff.
You were talking in detail about things you wanted to do to the waiter, and when I said, James, he's straight, your response was, doesn't matter, I'm a celebrity. So freaking gross. And you said that in front of my family.
Now, James Charles is not completely innocent. He has since been called out for some very similar but completely separate incidents, some of which he owned up to and talked about in 2021. However, this case in 2019, James has proved his innocence on it by this point in time. He has since done other things, but this one particular incident in 2019 is wrong. Tati Westbrook even eventually came forward with another video in which she said that what she'd done to James was wrong and that she was peer pressured into calling him out.
And I am really sorry, James. And I've said that privately, but I want you to hear it publicly. While I was definitely upset that he had accepted a sponsorship from the biggest rival to my brand, Halo Beauty, I did not make my video because of vitamins. I made it as a result of all of the poisonous lies that were fed to me by Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star.
Peer pressure. That's a very easy excuse, isn't it? I should write that one down. Sorry for killing 27 people, Your Honor. I was peer pressured into doing so. Anyway, make of all that what you will, but in 2019, when these initial allegations came out, you can bet your ass that ImAllexx was one of the first people up to make a video about the incident.
But when it comes down to character, which is what it is today, it's simply inexcusable. I don't think there's anything here that really can be turned around in that aspect. If you look at everything that's been laid out on the table, ignoring even just the personal stuff that he's done with Tati as a friend or brand deals, the way that he has gone after people using his following to do that is something that I've been so strongly against for the entirety of my YouTube career. I have had so many friends do this, and I've casted all of them out the same, because it is disgusting, it's disgraceful behaviour, and I can't believe that people do this.
Incidentally, and probably not surprisingly, Alex has by this point in time taken down, very quietly, that video he made about James Charles. He took this video down the second there was a whiff of backlash. It's exactly the same pattern that we saw with the Zaptai case. Someone gets called out, Alex immediately jumps on the bandwagon, someone then gets their name cleared, and Alex, after sticking to his guns for a few weeks, eventually quietly takes his video down and issues a very backhanded, half-assed apology.
An apology video in itself seems like a key to getting out of jail with no consequences.
Hello guys, welcome back to the Slazo channel. I'm here with my boy Alex.
If you're going to have heard of any of the incidents I'm talking about in this section before, chances are it'll probably be this one. So in June 2019, only about a month and a half after the James Charles incident, YouTuber Slazo's ex-girlfriend Shay comes forward with everyone's favourite form of media, the twitlonger. Boy, I love reading walls of fucking text all afternoon, don't you? Anyway, in this twitlonger, Shay accused Slazo of being emotionally and sexually abusive towards her, which are some pretty weighty claims. And so suddenly, a lot of people start to get very mad with Slazo. Tweets are tweeted, videos are posted, ties are severed, and one of the first and most eager little piggies up to this trough of YouTube content is, you guessed it, ImAllexx. ImAllexx was a close personal friend of Slazo.
That's so sick, man.
Yeah,
Sexual harassment is epic.
And while other close personal friends of Slazo also made videos about him at the time and cut ties with him, they've all at least since come forward and said they were wrong. Because sure enough, a couple of weeks after the twitlonger, Slazo breaks his silence and releases a response video, which completely clears his name and completely proves his innocence. I'm not going to go into the details of it here because there's a lot of fucking details, so I will put the video below if you fancy learning more for yourself, but for now, just going forward with this video, all you need to know is that Slazo has completely and unequivocally proved his innocence. Suddenly, a lot of people start apologising to Slazo and removing those tweets and videos that they posted. But not ImAllexx!
I don't think he's innocent at all. Che may not also be innocent and may have hid stuff and used jokes to try and maybe push a certain agenda. But at the same time, the stuff that Michael admitted to is stuff that makes me not want to be friends with somebody who is capable of doing those things.
ImAllexx did, of course, eventually cave in, retract his statements, and issue a very shit apology, but it took him over a month to do so. That's it. It's just a fucking sentence on Twitter. Oh, this man is spineless.
Because one of the things people get confused by is like, they thought it was a big conspiracy theory.
Right.
Like we all got together privately and we're like, we're going to ruin his life. Yeah. We all kind of got together as friends and spoke about it.
Yeah.
And we discussed it in detail. We were like, this is like a reoccurring theme in our group of friends, happens like 2 to 3 times a year.
Yeah.
For the last 3 years. That's mental.
Now, you probably won't know who this guy is unless you're big into your wrestling and YouTuber events and stuff like that. I'm fucking not anyway. This guy is a talent agent. He's the director of a company, and that company's job is to look for talent to take place in things like YouTuber events, brand deals, boxing events, that sort of shit. Now one day, back around the end of 2019, Christian and his company are hired by an upcoming YouTube MMA event. Their job is to start hitting up YouTubers and creators and being like, hey, do you want to get involved in this? That's all their job is. I have to make it very clear. They find the people to get involved. Anyway, up comes the event, and it fucking tanks. The whole thing's a flop. The whole thing's a shamble, to the point that several of the fighters that took part didn't get paid. And this obviously made big news in the hellish circles of YouTube. So in order to get involved, and assumedly milk a hot topic, ImAllexx goes on True Geordie's podcast on Christmas Day and accuses Christian Stir of being the man that's responsible for people not getting paid.
My issue wasn't like actually fighting Kavos. That wasn't the problem. It was the fact that it was like arranged by the bloke who arranged it.
Christian Stewart.
Christian Stewart is full of shit. So I knew, that's why I didn't do it. He is.
Look, it's something we've said behind closed doors.
Well, no, I mean, he got me a great brand deal with Hyundai this year.
Shut up.
Christian Stir, whose only job was to reach out to other people and ask if they'd like to get involved in the event. It wasn't his job to pay these people. He wasn't even working for the company that was organising the MMA fight. But Alex goes on a very popular podcast on Christmas fucking Day and accuses him of it anyway. There's no proof, there's no evidence. Alex has just once again done absolutely no research, double-checked absolutely nothing, and just immediately jumped on anyone and everything for attention.
Will says Christian Sturt, and then Alex gets my name wrong. And then he said that he didn't want to get involved because I was full of shit. Now, that podcast is going out to several 100,000 people on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
So Christmas evening, when I'm watching it and sitting there, I've had a message and I didn't really know what it was about. And then I start getting messages from people saying, you're a fraud, you need to quit the industry, get out.
On Christmas Day?
On Christmas Day. At Christmas night, when everyone's asleep, and I'm sitting in the corner watching the podcast lonely because I love the podcast and I watched the podcast and I was like, shit.
Now, Christian's job, when you think about it, kind of depends a lot on reputation. If someone reaches out to you and offers you a brand deal or a role in some big event, you'd want to be certain that this person is trustworthy. So imagine how easy Christian's job must have gotten when Alex suddenly came out of nowhere and accused him of scamming influencers. Most people are like Alex and lazy. They're not going to double check things. They're just going to hear that and they're never going to trust this guy again. So that's not just his reputation, but his job, his income, his livelihood. And again, just to remind you that Alex did this on Christmas Day.
So Alex kind of apologised?
So I messaged him and I said, you're wrong. And I was pretty stern in what I said. He goes onto his defunct second channel and he puts out a video that reaches 40,000 people.
I didn't even know he had a second channel.
Yeah. It was his podcast channel and then he switched it and then there hadn't been a video on there for a couple of months and then he put this video on.
One of the things I wanted to quickly say is that if you did watch the True Geordie podcast, there's a big difference between Fame MMA, the people who were running the boxing, and Kristen Stewart, who was the guy who manages the talent and asked me if I wanted to fight, so on and so forth. Because there was a lot of rumours about the fact that people weren't getting paid. And that's obviously not good because you don't want to get the shit kicked out of you and not got paid for it. But that was all stuff that came from the Fame MMA side of it, and Fame MMA and Christian are not the same thing. So I wouldn't want people to get confused in any way, shape or form at that, just to basically get it out of the way and explain it so people don't misdirect anything like that. But the fact that acknowledging your mistakes is almost good enough for people to just say, oh well, fair enough, just leave him be. It's time that our foot is put down.
You might be aware of the E-Boys podcast. It's a podcast that ran for about 8 months, finished back in April 2021, run by these four British fellas who form a little commentary social bubble together and regularly collaborate with one another. Now, I'd like you to take a guess which one of them came up with the idea of doing a podcast together. That's right, it's this guy here, ImAllexx. He's another British YouTuber in this British YouTube circle.
I've said in this, I've probably missed something out, but I'm still sad that I'm not involved. You've created a group channel without the 5th member. That's it.
Now, who do you think came up with the name for the podcast? Right again, it's ImAllexx.
I think the only deep thing I've said is I came up with the name. Which I firmly believe I did. I didn't like the name, it was ironic, but I came up with it.
Which explains why the name is crap. The glaring point here, as I'm sure you've all realised, is that ImAllexx is not, and never was, in the E-Boys podcast. These four YouTubers took this guy's idea and ironic title, fucked off, and did it without him.
There was nothing to be saying, we're making it soon, we're making it now. It's just one message. It's like, imagine, it's just pretty simple. Imagine your group of friends went out without you, and you would just be a bit sad, wouldn't you?
The best part? One of the recurring jokes on the E-Boys podcast was ImAllexx being the 5th member and never being there. That's just fucking low. By this point in time, ImAllexx has said that he's cool with all of this, and he still seems to be on good terms with those four YouTubers from the E-Boys podcast. But ImAllexx strikes me as, you know, an actual genuinely nice person who doesn't really like confrontation and who just wants to keep his friends. But I'm not a genuinely nice person. All four of the E-Boys members are equally shallow for this, in my opinion, goes without saying. But unlike the other three, ImAllexx has a long history of doing this. Another friend fucked over. My, Alex, we're racking up quite the kill list, aren't we?
Hello, E-boys. I saw this tweet saying that you guys were looking for a 5th member and to send in your auditions. I don't want to join your fucking gay club. It sucks. George, you're constantly covering your face with that cum fucking rag of a bandana. Show us your face. What have you got to hide? Or are you just fucking ugly? Will, you look like the human reincarnation of Bugs Bunny, but instead of carrots, you're constantly snorting cocaine and bouncing off the wall. I'm Alex. Shit, be careful with this one. He might stab you in the back.
Oh, thank you, Chad.
Fuck you all. Eat shit and die.
Thank you, Chad.
You might not know about this guy, and admittedly, he is a bit weird.
Did you know that Kim Kardashian just launched a new home collection line? So I was curious, because I'm a cat. I'm not. All right, take 4.
Perez Hilton is a celebrity gossip TikToker. That's what his content revolves around. Gossip, drama, over-the-top reactions. I wouldn't know. I steer far fucking away from TikTok. But in May of 2020, Mr. Hilton was hard at work making reactionary content to a TikTok star known as Charlie D'Amelio. I think that's how I'm saying your name. I don't go near TikTok, alright? Cut me some slack. Perez Hilton was criticising her scantily clad self for dancing to sexually explicit songs all the time. Try saying that sentence 5 times very quickly.
Hope that my daughters are not dancing to songs about taking D on TikTok while gyrating, dancing like grown women to that song in a bikini.
Shortly after this, ImAllexx comes out with a video on Perez Hilton, who, I might add for context, was kind of having the piss taken of him a bit at the time. You know, there's trends, every commentary channel takes the piss of someone for a few weeks. Perez Hilton was in one of those moments. And so ImAllexx comes forward with a video of his own, criticising Perez Hilton, get this, and claiming he's obsessed about a teenage girl, even insinuating that he might be a pedophile.
And yes, we're talking Charlie D'Amelio.
And yes, I'm obsessed over a 15-year-old girl. Is that upset you? Does that weird you out? Well, unlucky, I'm going to keep on doing it. Because that's what somebody would do, wouldn't they? You know, if a police go, oh mate, maybe you shouldn't hang around schools. You don't go, hey, back at the school again. You stay away.
He's done this before, and pedophile is not a word that you throw around lightly. That word has the potential to fuck someone's life over, especially if you wrongly accuse them of it, which Alex has done multiple times.
And yes, I'm obsessed over a 15-year-old girl.
The only problem is, ImAllexx has made shitloads of videos about this woman as well in the past, before and since this incident. So what's that about? You're just so desperate for social clout that you will accuse someone of something you've basically done?
It doesn't matter what you've done, and it doesn't matter who you are. YouTubers who have come out after wild sexual assault allegations have just done a quick little tweet, or a twit longer, or a very, very short YouTube apology video, and the people who already love him eat it up. He's realised that what he did was wrong. He didn't mean to do that horrific thing that he's done, because he acknowledged that he did it.
But anyway, I digress. There you are. 6 backstabbings and bouts of false allegations from Alex Elmsley. All 6 of these incidents took place in between 2017 and 2020, which means ImAllexx is averaging at 2 huge controversies a year. Of these 6 cases, there are 3 accounts of ImAllexx falsely calling someone a pedophile. There are 4 accounts of Alex backstabbing a creator he's worked with in the past, and there's 3 accounts of him backstabbing a close personal friend. And that, along with all the other things I've shown you in this video, should hopefully make a few things very, very clear to you. ImAllexx is a lazy and talentless YouTuber who makes low quality, uninspiring content, who rarely checks facts or things he's heard, who will impulsively jump on controversial topics for social clout, who regularly gets stuff wrong in his videos, who takes no accountability, next to no accountability for his mistakes, and who has a history of backstabbing friends and social climbing. And that is why I firmly believe that he is the worst commentary YouTuber ever. I'll tell you something else Alex seems to do, based on the sheer amount of funny sound effects he shits into his videos. He seems to treat his audience like children with severe ADHD. So to finish us up today, I'm going to take a leaf out of Alex's book and treat all of you lot like children. Let's summarise everything we've learnt today with a sing-song.
This person's got no originality. He lacks integrity and authenticity, and he can't hold any kind of accountability. It's ImAllexx. He's nothing but an endless source of irritation. Produces the worst content of my sovereign nation. But despite this, he still calls himself an internet sensation. It's ImAllexx. And Mr. Elmsley, I would challenge you to respond to this. But we both know that you won't, 'cause you're a little bitch. His content is too full of shitty sound effects. He's backstabbed half his friend group and somehow still has subscribers left every time he opens his mouth. It gives me a dull pain in my head. It's ImAllexx. And when he decides that you don't have any usefulness left, he will discard you like an Xbox with the red ring of death. I'm amazed his fucking ego still fits inside his tiny head. He's ImAllexx. And Mr. Elmsley, if you happen to be listening to this, then all I have to say to you is swivel on this. It's Mother Moocake here, talking about random shit at the end of my song to try and sound cool. Hey Tyrone, have you got anything to say to ImAllexx?
Hey Alex, if you wanna get loads of bitches like me, maybe work on your jokes with the same passion you worked on screwing Slazzo over. Just a thought. Peace out, homie.
But when it comes down to character, which is what it is today, it's simply inexcusable. I don't think there's anything here that really can be turned around in that aspect. The way that he has gone after people using his following to do that is something that I've been so strongly against for the entirety of my YouTube career. I have had so many friends do this, and I've casted all of them out the same. Because it is disgusting, it's disgraceful behaviour, and I can't believe that people do this.
Oh fuck. Tyrone, the readings for this are off the chart. What's going on? Why are all the alarms going crazy?
Why do you never listen to me, you absolute piece of trash? I warned you earlier about a dark and powerful force coming our way, and it just reached its zenith. Whatever it is, it's stronger than anything we've seen before, and literally on our doorstep.
It's him, isn't it? It's the Dark Lord. He's finally found us after all this time. We can't run from this. They're too powerful. Let's put that stupid wand, the wand of truth. This is our best hope, isn't it? Here goes nothing. I'm gonna go out there and hold them off for as long as I can. Get the dimension hopper working. We've got to get the fuck out of here. If I'm not back in 20 minutes, go without me.
LMAO, you shut your wannabe heroic speech ass up. You think I'm waiting more than 20 minutes for you? I don't need your permission, bitch. I will gladly get my perfectly formed ass out of harm's way.
Thanks. That's really supportive. Fuck you. So then, after all this time, you finally caught up with me. Took you fucking long enough.
Mother Moocake, at long last I see you in the flesh. Did you truly believe that you could hide from me forever?
Yeah, I noticed for that whole 2 and a bit years you were more than happy to, you know, send other people after me while you sat in your castle like a pussy.
Be silent, peasant. Your insults and wry words cannot prevent the inevitable. I am here now, and I will destroy you myself.
Yeah, well, the time's come now, hasn't it? Time to dance, big boy. And if you know anything about what happened to your deputy, Senor Doomface, you'll know that I didn't come unprepared. The wand of truth. I spent a year looking for this thing. It fucked your acolytes over, fucked your deputy over, and now it's gonna fuck you over as well.
Your pathetic little wand will have little effect on me. You cannot possibly conceive of the power that I wield.
Strong words, my bony friend, but try this.
You fool. The wand of truth only works on those who are in denial. I am not.
Okay. Wasn't expecting that.
I am the Dark Lord of Doom. I am the head of the Clickbait Confederacy, and I am responsible for all of its evil and might. I was born from clickbait. It is all I know. It is where all my strength and power comes from. You cannot simply point that out to me and expect me to die now. Prepare to be eviscerated for your crimes against my organization. No longer will you be a thorn in my... Dude, what the fuck?
What? Do you expect me to not come with a backup plan? Like, if the wand of truth didn't work, what was I supposed to do? Sit here like a schmuck and get killed? Bring a backup plan, man! Oh, fuck. I just killed the leader of the Clickbait Confederacy. Oh, I'm in deep shit now. Tyrone, we gotta get the fuck moving right now. We're in a lot of trouble. Get us both out of here right now.
Bitch, hold your fucking horses. This dimension hopper is literally built out of wasteland junk. Remember, it's going to take a while to calibrate it and let it charge up power. Even on a good day, this thing does not do quick hops out of nowhere.
Listen, dude, I don't think you quite understand. I just shot the Dark Lord of Doom, the leader of the Clickbait Confederacy, yeah? Every single member of the Confederacy is on their way right now to get revenge for that. We are fucked if we don't get out of here right now.
Dude, are you insane? I'm not even sure I could accurately dimension hop one of us right now. I don't think it's capable of transporting 2 people at once.
We can't do one at a time. We don't have the time. Just get it going, alright? Right. Are we ready?
We are so fucked, man.
Good luck. I'll see you on the other side.
That does not sound good, dude.
Oh god, my head. Oh, that was a rough dimension hop. I feel like my face has been put through a blender. Tyrone? 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 Oh no. So yeah, there you are. I don't really know anything else. I've appeared somewhere random. I don't really know where I am. I found a nice little squatter's den to take refuge in until I find another fucking abode. But that's honestly all I know. I don't know really where I am. I don't know where Tyrone is, and I don't know what to do.